Ever since I got my first mechanical keyboard a couple years back, I've loved it, and I think I'd find it very hard to use a non-mechanical keyboard again for my desktop. Up until now, I've been using the HyperX Alloy FPS Pro, which is an entry-level 10-keyless mechanical keyboard by HyperX. However, I thought it was about time to upgrade. This is William from Wink Tech, and this is my review of the HyperX Alloy Origins 65 keyboard. First off, what is the difference between this keyboard and the one I had used previously? While they might not seem that different at first glance, there are a few key upgrades that caused me to get this new keyboard. But before I get into that, let me give a quick overview of the FPS Pro. The FPS Pro that I have features Cherry MX Red switches. For those who are not as well versed in the world of mechanical keyboards, Cherry MX is a brand of mechanical key switches, the mechanism that actuates the keys. The red naming refers to the type of switch. Reds are a linear switch, which means that pressing it is one smooth motion and sounds like this. Another type of switch, such as blues for example, requires more force to press down the key and has a bump, or what you hear as a clicking sound. The type of switch you get comes down to preference. Generally speaking, red switches are quicker and quieter to type on, and blue switches are louder and more tactile. Because I prefer quicker and quieter switches, I prefer reds. The FPS Pro is a 10-keyless keyboard, which means that it contains the QWERTY layout, function row, and arrow keys, but does not have the keypad on the right. It features a metal front plate, regular plastic keycaps, a braided cable that connects to a mini USB port, and red backlighting. Overall, it has been a very good keyboard for me and is still a great entry-level mechanical keyboard, which I made a review on, so I'll link that in the description. So what are some of the key features of the Origin 65 that caused me to upgrade? First, the switches are improved over the Cherry MX Reds. This keyboard features HyperX Red switches which feel similar but require even less actuation force and are even quieter, which I like. And now for a sound test. Another feature is the keycaps. These ones are double shot PBT, which means it is made of a much more robust plastic, are much more durable, and capture less built up oil from fingers over time. Another feature I liked was the RGB lighting. While not necessary, it's nice to change up the look of the keyboard from time to time and add cool lighting effects. Finally, there's the build quality and size of the keyboard. This keyboard is a 65% layout, which means there is no function row and fewer macros, with the keys more tightly put to the center of the keyboard. This makes for a very compact design, which I'm a big fan of, and the lack of function keys is not too bad for me since I very seldom use them. And when you do need to use the function keys, you can hold down the function key and use one of the number keys which acts as the function row. If you so choose, you can get a 60% version of this keyboard, which is even more compact and removes the arrow keys and all macro keys. Now let's talk about the price and what is included in the box. I bought this keyboard for 80 Canadian dollars on sale at Best Buy, which is about 70 US dollars. Normal price is $100 in the US or $140 in Canada. In the box you get the keyboard itself, a braided USB-C cable, which feels very durable, and an extra spacebar and escape keycap, which are red and have a cool space design on them, along with the keycap puller. One of the first things you notice about the keyboard is how heavy it is. The casing is made fully out of aluminum, so it feels sturdy and you know the keyboard isn't going to be sliding around at all. One of the best things about this keyboard is the typing experience. In my opinion, this thing is an absolute joy to type on. It won't be matching any enthusiast level mechanical keyboards, but for a big box company, this thing is pretty darn good. The keys are very tactile and feel a lot more stable than my old keyboard, and have a nice sound to them without being too distracting. With the red switches especially, you can type on this thing for a long time without getting any finger fatigue. One thing to note though is that this keyboard stands quite tall, so you may need a wrist rest to make it feel more comfortable. However, there are 3 different heights you can adjust it to, so that definitely helps with the ergonomics of this keyboard. The build quality feels very sturdy with this as well. The FPS Pro already felt good quality with the metal front plate, but this one feels even heavier despite its compact size. In my opinion, this is a good thing because it means the keyboard won't slide around at all, and it also contributes to the acoustics. In addition to the build quality and typing experience, you also get the RGB lighting to go with it. In my opinion, it's a very good lighting system with a lot of customization in the HyperX Ingenuity app. However, there is one caveat, which is that the app is only found on the Microsoft Store, which means you can't customize the lighting on macOS or Linux, or even an older version of Windows. It does come with 3 preset lighting effects which you can set up in the app. Since I am a Mac user, I can't customize the lighting, but I do have access to a Windows PC, so I set up the 3 presets to ones that I like. Overall, would I recommend the HyperX Origins 65 keyboard? To me, it's a no-brainer. If you're looking for a solid mechanical keyboard, the Origins 65 is great for the price. It has a sturdy build, nice overall typing experience with your choice of red or blue style switches, RGB lighting, and a compact design, which I think will complement any desk setup. Well, that's about it for this review of the HyperX Alloy Origin 65 keyboard. Let me know in the comments, which keyboard are you using currently and are you looking to upgrade? If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing for more videos just like this. Anyway, this has been William from WigTech, and I'll see you in the next video.